Hey, oh my gosh. Just give me a second. This is a big deal. Just give me a minute. I came in here so quickly this morning that I didn't turn on the lights. I didn't turn on my heater. I forgot to shut the door. So I apologize for the clunky start to this. We are here on Above Life channel this morning. This is just an initial connection today. I will do a video this afternoon is my intention. I'd like to do it live if I can. We'll see. I've rearranged my schedule a bit today. lisamarie Presley died yesterday. And I found out this morning at about 6:30 when I woke up and I grabbed my phone. I scrolled through it to do my morning meditation and my tapping. I do tapping EFT right now. That's my practice in the mornings. And I saw the news flash and I couldn't believe it. I thought, it's early. Maybe, am I dreaming this? Is this real? I had that moment. Is this real? And then right away she said, yes, it is. She said, yes. And she's really spicy. She's like, damn right. Like that kind of vibe. Like she's like one of the friends that you would bring to the bar that you'd have to make sure you watch her because she's going to mouth off to somebody and y'all are going to get into trouble because of her. And I like that. So I was like, whoa, okay. I'm like, no way, really? And I thought right away, oh, she's with her child. She's with her son, And so my heart kind of went, oh, she's with her baby, And then I'm like, oh, she's with her dad. Hello, she's with her dad and her ex-husband. And I mean, it's like, and Barbara Walters is probably, we all know Barbara Walters is going to be interviewing her in the afterlife, which I have not channeled Barbara Walters. So wouldn't it be fantastic to have a session with the two of them and just watch them banter back and forth? Well, for me anyway, I guess I could watch it after. Okay. So the reason why I'm jumping on here, I do have something I have to be at this morning. So I didn't intentionally go live right now because I have a time crunch, but I wanted to share with you that yes, I will be channeling her more formally. And yes, I am breaking with the protocol because you know that I don't usually channel people like right away. Although I have done that before in at least one other instance with Cameron Boyce I did, like the next day, I think it was, or the day after or something. It was relatively quickly because I really felt his energy. So too with lisamarie, like she's a gal like her and Carrie Fisher I could hang out with. Yeah. Although, like I said, I don't know, she would be one of my crazy friends. And I'd be like, okay, girl, slow your roll. But I respect that. Do you see what I'm saying? So I want to just chat with her preliminarily because she is very talkative. The reason why I'm talking to her is because she's talkative. And if you are a passerby and you don't know Above Life channel, I'm Bridgette. I'm a psychic medium. I'm also an intuitive life coach. I have conversation style readings. I don't do like the reading kind of thing. I channel. I have a conversation and I'm talkative. I'm a human. We talk. You and I talk. You're a viewer. We talk. I give you background. If you don't like that, you don't watch this video. I'm just going to give you a heads up. Don't watch it. Okay. It's my style. It's going to bug you. Don't watch it. I'm sure there's lots of other psychics who are going to be doing this. And I'm just doing this first one. I'm going to do more than one because of my incredible community here on Above Life channel and my viewers. And I know you guys are aching because you're thinking of Priscilla losing her daughter. Okay. I know that. Okay. I feel that that's where we're at is in this grief place. And we all have collective grief. So everybody's grief, it's going to be like when Prince died, everybody's collective grief kind of comes together and then opportunity for your own life healing and reflection. And lisamarie had a hard fucking life. Okay. She had a hard life. Her life path was not easy. And I am having all kinds of thoughts that I want to have deeper conversations with her in the future about life in general, because I'm like, girl, if I only had 4 years left to live my life, she's 54. what would I do with it? How would I do it differently? Like, I want to have that conversation with her, right? If you knew you were going to die, what the heck would you be doing instead? You know, right away, she's right here. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a preliminary conversation with her. So Lisa, you and I instantly feel rapport with you, and you started talking right away, and you started talking in my left ear, and then you switched to my right, which is interesting because clairaudience is one of the psychic gifts where you hear spirit. But the left side for me is my feminine side. So energetics about your mom, like you really feeling like, hey mom, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't mean for this to happen, is what she says. I didn't mean for this to happen. Sorry, I have a cold. You guys know if you watched my videos last week, right? I got a little bit of a something. And I didn't mean for this to happen. So there's going to be a lot of speculation about why you died or how you died. I haven't seen the news. All I saw was that she died, and I came running upstairs, and I was like, what the heck? And I said, okay, so I said, don't say anything to me. I said, let me just say a couple of things about Lisamarie. And he was like, oh yeah, Lisamarie. He's like, yeah, she died. I said, yeah, I know that. I said, don't say anything. Whatever you know, don't say anything. I'm like, it feels like her heart. It's like a system thing. Is it a heart? Is it a stroke? Is it an aneurysm? What is it? It's like a ooh, like a jumping out of my body, like, wah! And then he said heart. It was a heart attack. And I'm like, but what caused it, right? I said, oh no, there's going to be all sorts of speculation and drama. And so I'm like, oh geez, because I hate to talk about that stuff. I feel like the cause of death is so private because the family needs to know first. Like her mother needs to really, and I know her mom already knows. Her mom knows. And she says, I really taxed my body. She says, you say I was 54. It makes me sound old, by the way. She says, it makes me sound old. She said, my body, I think inside, she said, I was so hard on my body. She says, I was hard on it. Well, other things, oh gosh, I don't want to talk about this stuff. Other things contribute to that though, cause the body to not function or to stop working, like other things you take in and put into your body. She said, yeah. She had a lot of prescription meds, it looks like. And she said something about like, I don't know, was she in like a car accident or had a back problems or something? Because I'm getting a little bit of a Paula Abdul vibe where there's like, oh my gosh. For those of you who don't know me, you're going to think I'm so disrespectful. I'm truly not. I don't intend to be at all. I have Minnesota humor, sarcasm, and also, so that's just a thing, little dry sense of humor. But also, I'm very blunt, direct. Okay, so so it feels like there's a lot of, oh God, just like your daddy, a lot of prescription stuff, a lot of stuff around you. Oh, I'm not specifically going to talk about her cause of death. I'm trying really hard not to do that. Again, at this point, I haven't seen any of the news reports. I haven't heard anything about it. I'm not on social media right now for that reason. I really don't want to gossip because that's not my jam on Above Life channel. But I got to say, I'm feeling like her physical body feels like it was in pain, and her heart. She has lots of heartache in her life. Okay. She's had lots of loss. I know. I'm sorry. She just feels like there's a sadness about her. Like she's angry, like she's rough, kind of rough around the edges kind of vibe. Like she's angry, kind of not angry, but like, yeah, kind of hard, hardened, kind of like a protective shell. I would say maybe armored. That's a good way to say it. Like she's armored and like a black leather jacket vibes is what I get from her, which is like my image for like being really armored up kind of thing, like super protective. Okay, so I know this was a big week because I heard, so this, in this same week, I heard on like talk radio about the Elvis movie, I want to say his name is Austin, the lead character, the guy that played your dad, that he won some kind of an award and you and your mom were there. And it was like, he said he loved you guys and that kind of thing. Like I just heard that. And I think that was just this last weekend or early this week. And that's really sweet. So that was kind of big, something big that happened this week. And then interestingly, I was doing on Tuesday this week, I actually had a Divine Feminine group that I'm starting, that I'm part of, I'm in for this whole year program. And it was deep, really like meditation, spiritual space. And I come rolling in on the Zoom call with my Elvis mug. And I didn't even realize, I got this from a client, by the way, who loves Elvis. Elvis mug. I didn't even realize that I had my Elvis mug. And I'm on a Zoom call with all these spiritual people and I'm having tea and I have it in my Elvis mug on Tuesday. I noticed it and I didn't think anything. I just thought it was weird. It's just an oddity. That's something weird that I do, but that was one sign, right? The second one was hearing about just randomly happened to be in the car. And I have an old school car, like 2008 Honda. You guys got it. Okay. So push the button and the radio's on and there happens to be commentary talking about the Elvis movie where Priscilla and Priscilla and lisamarie were in the audience and the guy receives the award and he's like talking like Elvis and he's telling them that he loves them, that kind of thing. That just little snippet. That's it. Then the third thing was yesterday. See, I gotta be paying attention to stuff like this. I wasn't. It was these earrings. They're my TCB earrings. They say taking care of business. Can you see them? Taking care of business earrings. Again, I got these as a gift from a client too. Thank you so much, honey. I know you're probably watching years ago. God, 3 years ago, I think you sent these to me. All right, so that was yesterday, randomly. Like I'm in a drawer in a different bathroom looking for something and I noticed these hanging there. And I think, oh, that's not like something I wear every day. You know what I'm saying? I wear it once in a blue moon if I'm doing like an Elvis channel, right? And I thought, oh, so this morning right away, I went and grabbed them, put them on. So 3. I really want to ask her if it was planned. And I know that that's borderline disrespectful. And somewhat spontaneous. She said somewhat spontaneous. Yeah. It's spontaneous, somewhat spontaneous. I really don't want to, I really, really want to be respectful because I'm going to post this early and there's not going to be results or conversation or things about it. I know her mom already is aware. This is a random thing. I literally see a cat named Precious. I'm not a cat person. It's like a pretty cat named Precious. What is that about? No clue, you guys. I don't know if it's her grandma's. I don't know what that's about. Hers as a little girl. Something's up with that. What does that mean? All right. So Lisa, what do you initially want to say? Thank you for listening to me. She's like, thank you. Well, you're talkative. You talk like me. And when they're in the afterlife, when somebody is like wanting to share, really wanting to be heard. Yeah, I feel like you're having a press conference. She said, yes, basically. Yeah, that'll be this afternoon. She says, I got to get ready for it, Okay. She says, other people need to find out and know, but yes, I have to. She's like, it's kind of like she's making her private phone calls and visitations to family and friends that she loves. And it looks like is there a Donna or a D name that's a good friend of hers that is not going to forgive her. She's like, she is going to be so mad at me because I didn't call her. I needed to call her. Like I was supposed to call her or something was supposed to happen and I didn't. And she's going to be so mad at me. Like that's what she's thinking. She says there's a lot of pressure. being in the public eye. And she says a lot of that has come back since the new kind of notoriety about her dad. And she says, it's hard to be in the public eye. It's hard. She says, I know that's not an excuse. And I know other people would be like, oh yeah, poor me. My daddy was Elvis. And she calls him her daddy. You know, she says daddy a lot. And my daddy was Elvis. It's like the vibe she gives me too is like, I don't remember a lot about him. I remember how he smelled, you know? And she's, I feel really bad right now. She's like, I feel really bad for my mom. Like, I really feel for my mom right now. I really feel for my mom. She's going to be heartbroken. And I'm so, so sorry. Like, she's like, now I see crying. I see her crying. I'm like, don't cry, your mascara will run. I'm like, don't cry, your mascara will run. She is gorgeous, by the way, just so you know. Oh my goodness, she's beautiful. Her eyes are gorgeous. Her hair, she's beautiful. She's like, half of this is extensions. She's like, half of this isn't real. So she says, she's like, these are eyelashes. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, see, smoke and mirrors. She's like, is anybody real? Is anybody real? She says, is anybody real? Like, she's crying though, and she thinks about her mom and she's feeling her mother. So please, lots of prayers for her mother. Just a ton of prayers for her mother. And I see a lot of like Hawaiian leis, like beautiful reds and yellows and whites and really gorgeous pinks, fuchsia flowers. And what's the name James mean, you guys? Because I see James. Who's James? I feel like just your presence is something. So it felt really pressing or important to connect with you. Why is that? I am so sorry, you guys. I can't help it. There's so much grief and loss in the world, she says. I don't want to contribute to that. She says, but if I can be a way for people to release that and let it go from their own hearts, then let me be that. That's what she says. Let me be that. Let me be that. People are not going to understand what's happened. They're going to think about their own tragedies and their own losses, and they're going to feel bad, especially for those who've lost children, she says. She really, really emphasizes her mother. And, you know, she was one of those people. She lost a child too. And she says there's a lot to be shared about mental health, addiction. There's a lot to be shared. She says we got to stop being so ashamed of our pain. She says, I know you can help with that. Oh my God. I seriously am going to cry right now too. I can feel her. She literally means it. She wants to take the pain. She wants to take it from the heart, from your heart, from the empathic heart. To recognize that you've been mourning, you've been grieving the life that you could have had, or the things that happened to you that are not fair and not just, and other people have inflicted upon you, and not by any fault of your own, just because you're there and because you want to love. And she's really about this energy of loving and saying that being understood is so important. It's so important to understand. But the thing is, she says, is as people, you can't expect other people to get you, to know you, or to love you the way you love. You can't. And she says, that's the heartbreak. That's the ultimate heartbreak, is that people can't love you the way you love them. They just can't. And sometimes it works out because it's different. It's not the same, it's different, and it works out. But a lot of times it doesn't, she says, and it's hard. And that needs to be acknowledged. That needs to be acknowledged. She says, so let me take your pain. Maybe, just maybe, we can all shift into forgiveness for ourselves for holding that pain for so long. She says, you see me as like hard or armored. She says, that's because I've been in pain for so long. People carry their pain for so long. And then when you realize you didn't have to do that, it was like torturing yourself over and over again. And there's no manual as to how to fix that. She's like, I've been through so many therapies and programs and help programs and 12-step programs. And she said, I've been through all of that. She said, and it gets down to me, the choices that I get to make for myself. And it's about that pain and what that's going to do for me or to me. She says, you have to ask yourself those questions. Is this helping me or am I hurting me? Yeah, she's got a lot to say. I look forward to talking with her more. Okay. I'm just going to watch my time because I got to wrap so then I can do this again later. So yeah, it feels a lot like when Prince died for me personally, you guys. People are going to, especially moms, the mother wound, the matriarchy wound, the divine feminine piece, the healing of that collective trauma, that collective pain in regards to relationships and how you love. That's part of what she will be the beacon for, the transmuter for, the change for, the shift for. Okay. Forgiveness of your own mistakes. Even when you keep making different ones or the same ones over and over again, she's about that. She is about that. That's what she's about. That's part of her role here during this grieving time of her death, her loss, this transition of her into her fullness and spirit. And right now it's really easy to talk to her as a human because you can feel all her humanity. So that's super easy to do. That's really easy to do. 3 weeks to a couple of months after somebody dies, it's super easy to feel that, super easy. Which is why people often, when your loved ones transition, you can feel them right away after for at least a week or 2 weeks or whatever. I mean, you can feel them a lot. Like they really feel like they're just there because they are so connected to the human life. It doesn't mean they're not spirit. It means they're just transitioning. They're kind of shifting into this broader context of their spirit body instead of just their human attachments. And I think part of that is to help us as humans not just all of a sudden feel like they're gone. You know, it gives us a little bit of time to kind of understand and collectively grieve and have memories and moments and recollections and feelings and visitations from them. It happens so easily during that time because they can move between kind of both of the realms of what we would consider human tangible body versus spirit essence energy. So very common. So it's really easy to feel her now. It'll be interesting, like in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, to feel into her and see what has transpired with her role in the afterlife. If she will, slip into the energetics of reincarnating, or if she is going to be on that path, or if she's going to be more of like a spirit guide. I feel like almost like it's almost like a saint. Oh my gosh, I might get flack for that, but kind of like this ascended master. I'm sorry, saint isn't the right word. Ascended master, like teacher energy for women who do everything, trying to do what they need to be a good girl or a good wife or a good mother, and struggle with their own emotional pain and don't talk about it. And when they do talk about it, then they're deemed crazy or a problem, or, oh, it's because her dad was famous, or, oh, it was because she was spoiled, or, oh, it was because of this, or whatever reason it might be. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of judgment there. And she feels like she could help us as women in particular to really understand the different aspects of ourselves. And her badass personality, I like. Is a little Carrie Fisher-like, but a little bit different. A little more kind of sultry, actually. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, sultry. That's a good word, right? Sultry, not salty. I didn't say salty I didn't say salty. I said sultry. So let's talk later about this. All right. Thank you. Yeah, she said, I'll be here later. I'll be back later. Yes, she's like literally having a press conference. That's how it feels later. So I got to talk to her. Yay, nice. I hope that helps you guys. She's like on a mission right now. That's what I feel like she is. She doesn't feel tortured or awful, or, I mean, she's sad. She has emotional things because of her mother. She's taken on her mother's emotions, trying to kind of pull them out, I think, so that her mom doesn't feel so bad, which we know doesn't work. Just so you know, it doesn't work to do that. That's an old school human trick to try to feel other people's feelings so they don't feel so bad, but you can't feel for them. They have to feel for themselves. That sucks, but it's true. If anybody that has kids knows that, it sucks. You just suffer right alongside of them, and that sucks. But yeah, okay, so I'm glad we were able to at least make this initial connection. All right, we'll talk again later. Okay. Lots of yellow around her. I'm just going to say tons of yellow. I don't know what that's about. That's a very spiritual color, very solar plexus, by the way. So this is Bridgette at Above Life Channel. I hope we've inspired your spirit and given you a little hope here, at least insight, some kind of insight into afterlife connection and conversation today. Remember, it's your life after all, and you have to live it. You get to live it. I shouldn't say, oh, and you have to live it. You get to live it. So just live it.